Hello, Divine Sunshiners. This is Divine Sunshine coming to you with a reading for this week. We have already went through the blood moon energies, still lingering on. Some of us is pretty much just like holding on for dear life. The energies has been kind of pretty much up and down. Saying with myself, just really trying. I feel like a person that's on the ship is just saying, just like a in a storm. Sometimes it's calm, and sometimes it's kind of a storm. And just say, just anchor, just keeping myself grounded in the energies. Noticing a lot of things happening with the children that's going on currently with some of them. Some of them kind of flaring up a little bit. They're probably filling up the energies as too, as far as maybe twin flames as well. Maybe some of you all have seen some of them doing kind of stupid things, and that things that you was like, you didn't use your brain too much on that decision, did you? And kind of find yourself kind of bailing them out in those situations. Really, they were saying, I read in the energies that some of this week we will be tested with old lessons, like a teacher is, like we call it reteaching and teaching. Like we come back to the same skill, but then we reteach it a different way and see if you've gotten it, because you probably use a different tactic, a different strategy in order to teach that lesson. That's the same thing that the universe is doing right now. We're experiencing, especially during this retrograde times. We find ourselves really going back and revisiting some things. I know that even with my twin, I said, didn't we cover this already? Why it seems like we going back over the same lesson? Here we go. And so, you'll find yourself kind of using different strategies to kind of say, okay, I can't react to it like I used to when I was my former self with him. I got to kind of evolve. Let's try this a different way with the situation as well. Things karmically, I'm seeing a lot of, I could even say, even with myself, things that you had in the past. I won't even say maybe about into the 2000s. I'm seeing like early 2000s, something that maybe you had not finished up or had gotten together and had ended with some loose ends, and it might even be considered as a karmic lesson, is coming back. Like for me, I have like a skin condition, and I contracted that skin condition when I went for MRI for that, and they had that contrasting dye in my system, not knowing that how I am now, being the divine being that I am now. Putting that stuff into my system should have been like then I would have said, no, I don't want that stuff in my system, because that's pure toxins that I'm putting in my system that I just learned about through this. And so now all of the out of the blue, I was contacted about a legal case against what happened occurring with that. That's some way back then. My mom, same thing. Seen one of my friends from high school, specializes in Medicare cases. He's in the process of trying to help her out as well to try to get this thing flowing. So it's a lot of things of the past, especially 2000 come roots. I told you about the friend. I thought it was somebody else. It ain't him. That I had fell out. I gave him some words with, and to this day, he said something publicly. And I was like, okay, I don't like to be embarrassed in public, so this ain't going to work. So I never did come back to that organization again. They reached out, touched me through Facebook, said they want to be friends. And I'm like, okay, interested. But behind my back, you was talking about X, Y, Z. But now we're new creatures, as I call it, in this divine walk, in this journey. And so I just went on ahead and accepted. I said, okay, for you to step up to the and do that, then evidently I knew it took a lot of courage for you to do that, because, in my mind sight, that was some things of forgiveness that had to be exercised there. And so some ways what he had did had kind of helped to move that along. So I just went on and had seen with that. So again, it's something karmically. I know they're saying about karmic lessons coming to a head, wrapping up, finality, those things. But I'm just telling you, just like Linda Collins saying, this is an experiential channel, which means that in order for me to tell you about it, I have experienced it firsthand. So I am saying this, all this is because to say that I have experienced it. Yes, there is some things going on karmically that's being cleaned up by the universe. Also, last thing I'm talking about, especially these ascension things that's going on, is really hitting hard. You know, we're doing the transference and the movement of the changing of the body types that we're having now from the 5D. 5D self is now trying to integrate into our third. 3D is really gone, so it's 5D to the 4th D. From my understanding, I said this earth plane, this earthly, this what we call 3D, which they say is not 3D anymore. So this here, what we understand in the matrix body, is now trying to integrate other the 5D and the 4th D body. So you're experiencing a lot of. Now I'm not gonna say I'm an expert. This is what I'm seeing, and I know that I'm saying, what's this going on? A lot of, for me, nausea. I mean, I went on a field trip with my kids last thing for my summer program, and I mean, I had the worst motion sickness, and I could not understand it. I was like, oh my God, if they don't pull this bus over, I'm gonna jump off this mug. And I kept on feeling that. I kept on like, I got to get off of this. I feel so dizzy. I would drink water. I would drink my little green machine juice. And I was like, oh my God, I can't take it. I can't take it, Jesus. I can't. And I kept on trying to center myself and bring in the light and do all these things through all my chakras and stuff. And that was kind of helping me a little better. But I couldn't. So this morning it hit me again. And I said, oh my God, this nausea. Woo! So it is really, really, they say drink a lot of water, which is true. And like I told my mom, I've noticed now that even when you feel tired, I don't know if that works for you, but I know usually when you get that tired feeling, once I get some water, I drink water, that really helps to wake me back up again. My spiritual mentor had taught me, said that, water means like the body of Christ. And so then you drink the water. So when I was drinking, I said, I drink this, I'm taking in the body of Christ. And then I'll go right on back to myself on that. Back on karmics, last thing, and then I'm finished with my rant. This could be chat. I'll see how I feel. The karmics going on as far as we're seeing that we know now, all the channels are pretty much saying the same thing. Karmics is now, the karmic cycles is now coming to a close. It's slowly trying to phase out in different phases. It starts now. We're getting preparation, working our way into like the fall. I say the fall to the winter. As far as what we talk about these karmic cycles coming to an end. Again, I read on, I think it might have been House of Items or one of them, and you might have seen me even kind of quote and say something back to them. One of them was saying about these karmics being, the negative, the demon possessed, and look like they can't get for possession from them, and it looks like it's hard. My thing I want to say about with the karmics again, and I'm going to keep on saying that, the job for your divine twin counterpart is to get the lesson, get the blessing, and get out. Each one of them that came on there was talking about how their karmics, their divine counterparts got mixed up with karmics after karmic after karmic. And I want to bring this to you. They get from karmic to karmic is because the silver lining, let me back up. The silver lining I want to bring to you is this, is that we keep on acting as if our divine counterparts never can break free from our karmics. However, if you really study and look, they do. Some of them do, and they go right back into it. So what does that say? What's the silver lining? You got to look at it amongst all these clouds, is that they do have the ability to get away from the karmics. The issue is that they do not have the resources, or either in their mindset they're not ready to, and they go walk back into it because they already programmed into that kind of type. It's like, like I tell the kids in the classroom, some of them you gotta kind of curse them out, and then they kind of understand. Oh, okay, all right, she means sit down. I didn't know that when I talked to her. Can you sit down, please? Then when you gotta go to the next, you gotta talk nasty to them. Then some of them, they understand that. You don't like to do that as a teacher, but then sometimes that's the only way you can talk to them. Okay, so some of you say, I don't like that. But sometimes you do. You have to talk very firm to them in a language that they understand. Those of you our teachers understand. And so that's the same thing. That means love to them. Now, to another person that's got maybe some common sense, that don't have any kind of things, unhealthy psyche that's put together, they'll look and say, don't talk to me that way. I understood you mean to sit down, and I'll sit down. Okay, that's the same thing with our divine counterparts that has some spiritual work that they got to do with either their childhood or whatever, is that they still have work to do, and so they'll still keep on gravitating these people. It's not saying that they can't get out of it. It's just that they're in an endless cycle of where their energy is, that they keep on sucking in these type of people. So they can get out of it. The thing is that we want them to get out of it and to stay out of it. It's not to get out. We want them to stay woke. Dun, 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 dun. We want them to stay woke. So you awaken for a second, and then you go right back into it. That's it, and that's what keeps them in that hamster wheel cycle. So my point is that we got to stop thinking that they can't get out. They do. If those of you that experience them saying, well, they walked from one and they went to another and they went to another, but guess what? Still in between that walking from one to another, like Les Brown said, we're either walking towards a problem or we're walking away from it. Okay, those are the two directions that we're going in life. If we are doing that, then if they are doing that, then they do know how to break free. So we can't say that karmics, once they in it with the karmic relationships, they can't get out of it. That is not true. Okay, they can get out of it. The issue is that their mindset and their energies keep on like a magnet drawing them back into that. Okay, so once we get ourselves together, I see one lady say, well, I sent love to mine, and that helped to, I just kept on until they found their way. Still, just like her and I both said, they got to get the lesson and the blessing. We can't do the job work for them. We just got to keep on doing our work. Also, it's probably 15 minutes, so I'll stop, and this will be a chat. Also, in my next video, which will be in the Twin Flame Collective, Divine Twin Flame Collective reading, I'm going to concentrate on purpose. This week, we need to really concentrate on what is our purpose and our mission. As I said, even to my individual clients and my readings that I have with them, once you find your purpose and mission and you get focused in on that, that's going to bring and draw in your divine counterpart. Being an experiential channel, I have seen that. Once I got myself in the groove and I said, okay, I'm working on this thing that I want to do, my next career move, all of a sudden I'm getting texts, calls, what you doing, those things. When I'm sitting there idle, ain't got nothing to do, sitting there, that woe was me kind of vibe or energy or thing that I'm in, don't hear a mumbling word from them. That same thing that I want to say, pass on to you. We've got to get on. That's what we're here for. When we get on our thing, our divine counterpart will come and join in and help us. But we've got to start concentrating on that. And that's what this retrograde and this going on is, for us to take an inward look at ourselves right now as far as what we need to do and get on our purpose. Because once we feel good and we in our purpose and we really into it, then everything else is going to fall in line. We're going to be in a high energy. We're going to be in high vibration, which our divine masculine will be able to read. Because see, when we're or our counterparts, when we're in that low vibrations, our counterparts, especially the divine masculine, cannot read. It's surprising. You say, well, as low as they are, they read better when you in high vibration. They can't read no low, because as low as they be, they cannot. They vibration resonates. They can feel us telepathically through telepathy better when we're in that high vibration. When we're true. You could be in the highest of moods, and then that's when you notice you get a phone call, text, say, oh, okay, they contact us. So we've got to really get into that, knowing about that. Get on our purpose. Let them go ahead and find their way with these karmics. You know, they're going to, when it's time, the divine, our higher self, will get together and make things happen. It will be a ram. I call it, this is my new thing for this week. The ram in the bush will definitely appear as far as how they're going to get out of these different types of situations. But right now, what our job is for us to stay woke, stay on our purpose, stay on our mission. We got to, the Lion's Gate is really important, according to saying, to the Twin Flame Collective. Really kind of speeding some things up, bringing it in for us, these energies. So we've got to become just like Dory and Nemo. We got to catch that rift, that wave, and jump on in there and just ride that twin flame energy wave to bring us home to where our union, first to our purpose and our mission, which will lead us to our union. Okay, so this is my chat. I thought it was, so of course, but I don't run on. So this is my chat for this week, our fireside chat. Those of you all, I will be holding a special for the month of August. I'll plug that in. Month of August will be purpose special. Spirit led me to say that for $5, for 15 to 30 minutes, I will be doing 15 through, depending on how it's been. 30 is the max, 15 is the minimum that I will do on your reading for $5 to help you to get on your purpose. What is your purpose? What does the universe said? Now, this could be in your purpose in love. This could be your purpose in your career, purpose just in general, with your family, whatever it is. What is your purpose? I am not doing the readings for the specials for $5 for 15 minutes, 30 minutes to find out about what's the purpose of him then and what's the purpose of me then. No, Again, this week is all about you. I want to help you focus on you so you can be able to go on to that next level of the path of being where you need to be. So this is all about you. So don't say, well, I got the reading and I thought I was going to hear something about divine masculine. What he doing? No. For that special, it's all about you. So that is what we're concentrating on. So it's what is my purpose? So your purpose special is for the month of August. Okay. So remember this again. Remember the theme. So this month for the theme of August for me is it's awesome. Every day something awesome happens in the month of August. And say that in the mirror. Make sure that I see that happening. Program my mind, my subconscious, my higher self, everything, my 3D self or my earth self or my matrix self, whichever way you want to put it, that's what this day is about. All right then. The next reading will be, I will scroll right on into, will be Twin Flame Collective. What is my purpose? Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Until then, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay elevated. Namaste. I'ma go.